Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Boisterous coming to you with some Platinum League Pandemonium out of the map Nimbus LE. Spying down here in the bottom right hand corner, we have our red Zerg player from Inf NA. It is NinjaDuckBob. And up here in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent, the blue Zerg player from no team at all. It's Wildcard. He's gonna be seriously wild. I hope. I don't know. I hope he's entertaining. But wait, what? What? I don't know what that means. So instead, we're going to play a game where I try to guess what that means. I'm going to have to go with mind the face, but you win? But win you. Sorry. No, it was WY. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I have no idea. MTFBWY. The NinjaDuckBob, please comment. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck does that mean? I don't understand conceptually what you're trying to get across there. What's your point? But anyway, we have both players going up to those 15 drones. It looks like it's gonna be 15 hatches going on both sides, probably. That would make sense, because it's not 14 pools, and there we go, NinjaDuckBob heading up to the inside expansion, and actually, ooh, Wildcard. Balls of Steel going for the low ground expo on Nimbus. Wow. This is really weird, because this expansion is unbelievably prone to getting Zerglinged. Like, just look at the surface area. Like, you can't cover all of this. And Zerglings can approach from either side, and they can just, like, sweep in and destroy your hatchery. This is a really, I kind of like it, but it is a super ballsy play considering the fact that you don't know where your opponent spawned or what he's doing. Like, you don't know. He could be going for a spawning pool first. He could be going for an 8 pool. And you would be completely kind of fucked. Just a little bit. But it looks like he is instead going to be ballsy. And NinjaDuckBob on the other side of the map isn't playing too aggressively. In fact, he's playing super low as far as aggression goes. I mean, we aren't seeing any gas come out from him, which is kind of surprising. Usually you want your gas up kind of ASAP, because if you're going against someone that's doing like a 14 pool and you're going for like a 15 hatch, the amount of time they have speed before you is huge. And right now, the gap between these two 15 hatches speed is going to be kind of like the gap between a 14 pool and a 15 hatch speed. Like, it's going to be a pretty major gap for NinjaDuckBob to try to overcome, which is pretty huge. Unless Wildcard forgets to start upgrading speed. There we go. There we go. He starts it. He's only like 8 pulls of gas short, which I guess isn't too terrible. It's just, you know, a little terrible. It's not too terrible. It's just a bit terrible. But anyway, we have NinjaDuckBob creating a couple of Zerglings. It doesn't look like he wants to push with them. On the other hand, the Wildcard making those 4 Zerglings. Oh my god. Oh god. This aggressive play right here from Wildcard. This is insane. I can't believe he's doing it. He's pushing out with 4 Zerglings. They're going right for the throat. Oh, but the defensive force from NinjaDuckBob, it's ready. Oh, it's ready. It's willing. It's 4 versus 8. And how many of these Zerglings will Wildcard be able to take down? It looks like he's not even trying to. He does not give a singular fuck. He's going to be going up. Can he do it? Can he snipe the drone? No. No, he can't do anything. There was not a singular part of that where something was done. Anyway, it looks like we have 11 drones actually coming out from Wildcard. He got the full scout off. He knows he's kind of safe now, so he's just going to crank them out. Oh my god, 12 drones from Wildcard. He also has the baiting nest on the way. He doesn't want to lose to any sort of early Zergling aggression, because he saw the fact that NinjaDuckBob had a decent amount of Zerglings. Like, he had quite a few. 8 is a little bit on the high side for just building an offensive force for your base. But at the same time, I can kind of understand it. The only thing for NinjaDuckBob I really don't get is the fact that he's not building a Baneling nest. And those Banelings can be amazingly important in early game ZVZ. Like, they can change games. Good Baneling hits. Looks like we have 2 Spine Crawlers and a Roachborn coming down for Wildcard. This is really... Oh, I guess he wants to cover the ramp a little bit, but this is like a super weird build pattern right now. Like, I'm I'm not quite sure I agree with it, because in all honesty, like, although he's protecting this ramp, he built it at the natural, and he's not at all protecting the natural. Like, these spike crawlers might be able to reach Zerglings attacking these units. Right there. But that's it. And that's, like, an iffy statement. I'm not completely sure if that's true. Anyway, it looks like we are going to have a Wildcard continuing to build up his force. He's actually going to be like walling off this side, which again doesn't really help that much considering the fact that there's still this side. He might be able to push down here and like wall off right here, but that's I mean that's just kind of a hassle in all honesty, especially versus another Zerg player. It looks like we have NinjaDuckBob walling off with his roaches. A well done play. It's going to be hard if Wildcard tries to do aggression here, because there's no way he's going to push past these roaches. Oh yeah, no, there's no way, especially with these two Evo chambers coming down. It looks like the Evo chambers from NinjaDuckBob are going to be a little bit later. However, I'm not quite sure if Wildcard is going to start upgrading with these, because they look kind of like they're just here to be in the wall. But no, there we go. There's the +1 ranged upgrade going down. Is he also going to go for +1 armor? I would highly suggest it. I would actually be amazed if he didn't. He kind of needs to, like, without a question. I just realized I don't have music. I just realized I haven't had music for like my last 4 or 5 casts in the backgrounds, which is probably annoying to some people, or it's refreshing to some people. I don't know. Just, you know, drop me a line. Do you like no music, or do you hate no music? Because I don't know, I kind of like it. It reminds me of when I worked at Target, the place with no songs and no joy and just sadness. Oh God, just so much sadness. It looks like we are going to have 2 spore crawlers coming out, but they're actually both spawning in the same area. I don't know why Wildcard is so hung up on defending like this position. It's kind of like a weird spot to just be like, yeah, you're not going to get into this arbitrary spot. Haha, what's up? It looks like we are going to have another spore crawler coming into the main base for Wildcard. He has now 3 spore crawlers. You know, I kind of like it. Yeah, I'm still not heavy. I'm still not huge on this one at like the bulwark, just because I don't like it. I don't know. I'm a little bit crazy like that, especially considering the fact that he doesn't even know what his opponent's play is. We have both players actually going extremely defensive. Like, what the hell, guys? The third base from Wildcard is coming up now. Of course, it's going to be a pretty easy take considering the fact that he took the low ground expansion. So he kind of gets a freebie on the third, which is why I like taking the low ground expansion. It's just extremely ballsy to do it, because your opponent can kind of just kill you if they recognize it early enough. Looks like we have a lot of roaches coming out from Wildcard. On the other hand, NinjaDuckBob not actually building any upgrades, which is massive. He kind of needs the upgrades if he wants to hold this off. Instead, he's going right... Oh my God. What? How did I miss this? He's going straight up to Hive. What the hell? What is his plan here? Is he going for, like, an Ultra Rush? No. It might be, because he doesn't have a Spire. Nope, doesn't have a Spire, so it's not going to be Broodlords. It's not going to be a Broodlord rush. But I mean, I guess it could be Ultras. I kind of need to see, because if it is Ultras, he should definitely be getting upgrades. Like, Ultras factor so hugely on upgrades. He might just be saving gas for them, but at the same time, that's a little bit silly, because Ultras are so good with upgrades. They have so much health for the armor 2 effect, and they also just, like, their damage just goes off the fucking charts with upgrades. It looks like it is going to be Ultralisks, which is a kind of ballsy play, especially considering the fact that he locked them out of his base, or locked them into his base, because they can't squeeze out through these 2 Evo chambers. It looks like we are going to have +1 melee and +1 armor upgrades, and he should start the chitinous plating as soon as this Ultra Cavern finishes. And this is a really interesting play. It looks like we are going to have a slight push coming out from Wildcard, but the concave from NinjaDuckBob should be really, really good in dealing with this. Like, it should be actually quite difficult for him to get busted here. This is quite a few roaches. It might actually be enough roaches to try to bust, but the thing is that these 3 spine crawlers are in such great positions, and then there's also like the 20 or so roaches from NinjaDuckBob that are just going to be hard to get past. There's the chitinous plating and the 3 Ultralisks on the way. Now, of course, Wildcard is not going to see the 3 Ultra push coming, because I don't think anyone expects the triple Ultra push. We have 12 drones actually on the way for Wildcard. He is going insane on the droning front. That's going to pull him up to 64 workers, which is gonna be a heavy step ahead of NinjaDuckBob. But NinjaDuckBob, he's just going for a super cost-effective army, because if there isn't really good micro from Wildcard, it's gonna be reasonably difficult for him to actually pull this off. It looks like he is going to be attacking the plates a little bit. Now, of course, NinjaDuckBob should know what's happening right now, and he has ultras. And these ultras, he should hide them. He should hide the hell out of these ultras. Yeah, there we go. All right, pull him away from the front, because you want that rock to go down, and you want Wildcard to push in, and then you just want to swarm him with the melee units that he's not going to expect. It looks like we do have Wildcard pushing back a little bit. Is he coming? There we go. All right, here he comes. Maybe? No. He saw the spine crawlers and he was like, no. Not gonna push into that. That's a death trap. But anyway, it looks like we are going to have even more Ultralisks from NinjaDuckBob. He's up to 5 right now. He's going up to 7, and that is going to be a hefty force of these Ultralisks. Adrenal Glands is also on the way, which will make these Zerglings just so much better. They attack so much faster. He doesn't have +2/+2 on the way, but oh my god, here it comes. Oh, the engagement. It looks like all of the Banelings are going to die just like hitting Zerglings, which is not the best thing for them to do. And the micro Wildcard, you have to run. You have to run. The Ultralisks, they will run you over. They do so much damage. Oh my god, maybe they don't. Oh my god, maybe Hydras just wreck Ultras. Nah, they don't wreck Ultras enough. All right, it looks like NinjaDuckBob is gonna win this fight pretty handily. He manages to keep 3 Ultralisks. Had he pushed out a little bit with a queen, he probably would have been able to keep like all 7, which would have been huge. But he instantly kept his queens up there for really no reason. Again, I mean, if you're building Ultralisks, build queens, send queens with them. It's huge. Especially, I would even say like get drop tech for your overlords, just so that you could bring queens with your force, because the queens they are so good at pairing with ultras. Like that infusion 125 life heal is massive, because ultras, they have 500 life. They're like a minor building. Actually, they have more health than a spine crawler. So if you can keep queens with them and you can like keep them up, it's huge. It looks like we are going to have mostly ultras going down, actually exploding into meat after getting some spines put in them, which doesn't make any sense. But you know, it's StarCraft, so whatever, YOLO. It looks like we are going to have more ultras dying, and this rally from Wildcard is very, very strong. We have another 2 ultras on the way. He really needs to heal this ultra. Please let him heal this ultra. Please. There's a full energy queen right there. There we go. 1 transfuse, 2 transfuse, 3 transfuse. No, not 3 transfuse. Alright, instead it's just going to be a surround on the force from Wildcard. And, like, I don't know, Wildcard, he's losing a lot to these ultras. Now, granted, he has the economy to continue to just pump out units, whereas NinjaDuckBob kind of doesn't. Like, he has an okay economy, but it's not great. He also doesn't really have creep spread. Like, he needs to creep to the super highway of Wildcard over here, just with overlords, and then just send ultras and start sending them across the map, because he needs to put some pressure on his opponent's main base if he really wants to win this. He needs to fall back with these ultralisks right now, because again, he needs the queens. Like, he has a queen right here with almost full energy that should just be here and helping out these ultralisks, because like this ultra, it's low, but it doesn't have to be. It could be up 400 health again, and then it would just annihilate stuff for him. Looks like we are going to have the Hatcher getting attacked by those Zerglings, and those Zerglings will be able to take it out, whereas the ultras are just going to be kind of the defensive force for the Zerglings as they destroy everything. And there, the ultras, they're going to continue to do some serious damage on the Hydras. They're trying to fight against these ultralisks. The ultralisks, they just do so much damage. He really needs his upgrades, though. I mean, 3-1 ultras are scary, but they're not that scary. 5-3 ultras are where it starts to get a little bit ridiculous, just because you take no damage. Like, Hydralisks per shot deal 9 damage to ultralisks, so it takes just over 60 shots to take down an ultra, which is a lot of shots for a Hydralisk. Like, that's a ton, especially if you have those queens backing them up, because again, those queens, that 125 life, that confers to 20 shots of a Hydralisk, and that's just huge. It looks like we are going to have the army continuing to fight here, and NinjaDuckBob, I don't know, I wish he had a better sustain force here, because he has the ultras, he just doesn't have queens, and like, queens are where ultras live and die. Like, Ultras live and die on their queens. They need the support units. They need queens, they need infestors, they need all that stuff that makes them more effective. Because they're good units, but they're not great units on their own. They need to be made effective by something else. It looks like we are going to have the Hydralisks continuing to go down, but the target fire from Wildcard is actually very good, and he's just knocking down Ultralisks, and that's what he needs to do, because if he's knocking down Ultralisks, you know, NinjaDuckBob can't get up to that 10 Ultra Force where he can just run over anything and everything. It looks like we are going to have Wildcard starting to actually start to pull units a little bit. He has his Infestors, but I'm not sure why. In all honesty, like, unless he gets Neural Parasite, Infestors aren't going to do a whole ton against this army. It's not like a super heavy link force, and I think you can hit maybe 2 Ultralisks. But at the same time, those Infestors are they're not that useful in a force like this. And I totally didn't just, you know, drop Fraps frames and then have to record the rest of the game and then come back and do this again. Time travel, the power of editing. Someone needs to remind me to clear my fucking Fraps files every time that I record, because it's like, oh, I ran out of space, because Fraps files are retardedly huge. I literally have a terabyte drive that's just filled with Fraps files because I don't clean it enough. Anyway, we have more Ultralisks popping out from NinjaDuckBob, as he also does not support them with queens. It's like a sitcom. The queen's over here, and there's all the damaged Ultralisks right here. We have a little bit of a changeling sneaking in. Oh my god, he actually transfused. Alright, we have a little bit of a changeling sneaking in, and oh, there we go. He just wanted to have hugs. This Ultralisk, he just wanted hugs, and he got them. He forced himself onto that other Ultralisk. He got the hugs. He wanted them, and he was like, no, you're giving me hugs. Rah, rah. And then he stole the hugs, because that's what Ultralisks do. They're pretty hardcore. Anyway, it looks like we have the army from NinjaDuckBob actually sneaking around the side here. And we have the main army from Wildcard also coming over, but this is a lot of Ultralisks. I mean, he might be able to take out most of them, but he's not going to take out all of them, because this army is just going to start dying. There we go. Yeah. Looks like we have actually more Ultras than I would have guessed going down, but it still doesn't matter. Like Wildcard, he's just trying to like straight up fight Ultralisks instead of trying to like walk away and then turn around and fight him. And he doesn't have the army to straight up fight Ultralisks. Like, Roaches and Hydras are not cost effective versus Ultralisks. You need Swarm Hosts, you need Brood Lords, you need stuff like that. And honestly, for Wildcard, like, he's starting to legitimately run into trouble. He has 11 Hydras on the way, but after that, like, he's kind of out of gas. He's out of steam. So unless he can take out really all of these Ultralisks, which he can't, like, there's not a way in hell he can take out all these Ultralisks without losing everything he owns. He kind of can't win. It looks like we are going to have an Infestor just getting fed straight up to the Ultralisks, and I mean, you can't go for Roach Hydra against Ultras. It just doesn't work. So anyway, guys, if you want more Boisterous action, head on over to youtube.com/BoisterousSC2. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's BoisterousSC2. If you want your games commentated, send them in to BoisterousSC2@gmail.com. I just, you know, if you want to find me on pretty much anything, search Boisterous or Boisterous SC2. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and this is Boisterous signing out.